YouTube live, and I'm gonna try to do more of these because I believe that going live would be a great way for me to connect with you guys and also grow my channel. And today, what I want to talk to you guys about is how to overcome soul crushing self doubt. What's up, is Gene? This word to be great. Now, I know a lot of you all, you have things you want to do in life, but inside your soul, you don't believe you can do them. And the question I have to ask you is this: why do you doubt yourself so much? What is causing that soul crushing self doubt? Why is it that you're not going after the thing that's burning inside of you, whatever that vision is? And that's what we're going to discuss more in detail, because at one point in my life, I also dealt with soul crushing self doubt. You see, I had a vision of one day doing something positive in life. But when I was growing up in the hood, the thing that I learned is that many people doubted themselves. They didn't believe they could make it out. Didn't believe they could be successful in life. So therefore, I heard this all the time, all this doubt and this disbelief. So that got inside of my soul. And a lot of y'all out there, you also deal with soul crushing self doubt. And what I want you to ask yourself is this: is where did that come from? Did it root from family members? Did you grow up in an environment like I did where people were filled with self doubt? And so you heard it so much that you didn't realize as a kid that it will affect you later on in life. So whatever it is you're trying to accomplish in this world, if you have a lot of self doubt, if it's crushing your soul, you can't believe in yourself, because every time you try to, you have that voice inside of you, or you have that feeling that's telling you you're going to fail. You cannot succeed. That's going to keep you from taking action on your dreams. And in order for you to develop what I call a word to be great mindset, which is the belief that you're worthy of achieving that great vision inside of you, you're going to have to overcome that soul crushing self doubt. And in these live videos, I want to help you to develop a word to be great mindset, because that is very important if you ever want to develop that belief in yourself that you can realize them dreams that's inside of you. You see, when I was dealing with that self-doubt over the years, and I was trying to play basketball and be in the band, I always had that feeling inside of me that I wasn't good enough. I would doubt myself. So what I would do is I will go into those activities and I didn't have any confidence. So therefore, I didn't put the work necessary that will allow me to reach my full potential. You see, when you have soul crushing self-doubt, that's what happens. You either don't take action on things you really want to do in life, or you do take action, but you give a half-hearted effort because you don't believe that you're capable of being successful. You don't believe in yourself. You have so much doubt inside of you that you tell yourself that no matter what work you do, you're not going to be successful. So the first thing you have to do to overcome that soul crushing self-doubt is you have to ask yourself, what is the root of it? Where did it come from? Because if you don't, you're going to continue to have that self-doubt, and you will never take action on your dreams, or you will take action on them and you'll give a half-hearted effort because you have this internal belief that no matter what whatever you do, you're not going to be successful. So the first thing you have to do is you have to understand where that soul crushing self-doubt came from. And the second thing I want to encourage you to do is this: you have to challenge the beliefs that you got inside of you, that this soul crushing self-doubt that you have is not going to let you be successful. So a lot of us, we have these doubts, right? And we just go along with those doubts. We don't even challenge them. We don't even question them. We just allow those doubts get the best of us. So when we want to go out and do something in life, we tell ourselves, you know what, I'm not going to be successful. So what's the reason for me doing it, right? So you just like, you know what, I'm not going to do this because I'm not going to be successful. I'm not going to be good at it. You have all this self-doubt. It's crushing your soul. So therefore, you're not even making any attempts to make your goals and dreams become a reality. But the truth is this: if you never challenge those doubts, they will always rule your life. I remember when I told myself I want to, be a professional speaker, right? And I had all this doubt that I wouldn't be able to speak on stage. And the crazy thing was, the doubt I had was, if I stand in front of people, I would not know what to say. So I took that one doubt right there, and I never would attempt it. So for many years, I used to sit in my cubicle in my corporate job. I would have this vision of going out speaking. I knew I had this gift for storytelling, because even at the corporation I was working at, they gave me so much responsibility because I was so good at communicating through storytelling. But I had this, this soul crushing self doubt that kept telling myself, you know what, man, I really want to do this, but I don't believe I can do it. And because this doubt was so powerful and I wasn't challenging it, it kept me in my corporate job. And see, a lot of y'all like that right now. You have something you want to do, right? And you tell yourself, you know what? I want to do this, but because the doubt is so powerful in my life that I'm not even going to attempt it. So therefore, you living day by day, year by year, and allowing that doubt to run your life. It's like you are driving a car, right? And you're not in the driver's seat, your self-doubt is. You're in the passenger seat. You're seeing all the vision in front of you, but you're not taking any action to grab the wheel because the doubt is so powerful. But if you want to live your dreams and make the things happen in your life, you have to challenge that self-doubt. So that's what I want to encourage you guys to do. You have to challenge that soul crushing self-doubt. Where did that come from? Did that come from your parents? Did it come from your environment? Did you grow up in the hood like me, or did you grow up in another environment where you had toxicity around you? You have to challenge that because that's the only way you're going to overcome that self-doubt so you can realize the great vision inside of you. So the one thing I would say that you can challenge your self-doubt that I had to do is write down the doubts themselves. I know I used to tell myself all the time, I don't have the capabilities of speaking in front of a large crowd of people because I wouldn't know what to say. I can remember things. But what I realized was that was a fat lie. Because I was believing this over and over again and I wasn't challenging it, it kept me in one spot. But then when I wrote it out, I wrote down the fact that I had this self-doubt that I couldn't speak in front of people. It made me realize that in my corporate job, I was already flying, to different states. And I had to stand up and speak in front of people about the product that we were selling in the wellness industry. And I never thought about what I was going to say. I just got up there and I spoke and I connect well with people. So I realized that soul crushing self-doubt was a big old fat lie. And the only reason I was able to challenge is because I was able to write it down, think of all the things that was happening in my life that showed that it wasn't real. And I want to encourage you to do the same thing in your own life. Whatever your self-doubt is, to challenge it so you can start to develop your self-confidence to take action on your goal or your dream so you can start to make it happen in your life. And the third thing is this: action. A lot of us, we talk about the things we want to do because we have so much self-doubt, we never take any action. And the best way to cure your self-doubt is through action. And one thing I discovered is this, is that when you start taking action on the vision that you have for yourself of doing something great, what you will notice is the more you take those little steps towards your vision, the more and more confident you will feel, and the less and less that self-doubt will be strong in your life. You see, in order for you to overcome that soul crushing self-doubt, when you have to take the actions that you're afraid of. For me personally, when I had that fear of doing public speaking and speaking in front of large crowds and all those different things, I had to find a way to challenge myself and take action so I can eliminate that soul crushing self-doubt. And so what I did is I joined a speech club that one of my executives at the corporation told me about. And I'm not going to lie, I was terrified. Even though she told me about it one day, it took me about 6 months to actually take action. And the reason it was is because the self-doubt was so powerful. It was still driving my life. And I kept telling myself I couldn't do it. But then I realized that if in order for me to actually figure out if I could do it or not, I had to put myself in a very uncomfortable environment so I could allow myself to grow. So that's what I did. I decided to join that speech club. And when I joined and I got the opportunity to stand up in front of everybody and speak, now I had that self-doubt telling me, hey, don't do it. You're going to embarrass yourself. You probably should just, call it off. But instead, I pushed forward. And when I stood in front of those strangers, in front of that crowd, and I started talking, I realized it was easy. I was like, okay, I'm doing this naturally. It wasn't just not that I didn't just notice it, but the people in there, they say, hey, you got a natural gift to be able to do this. You're a good communicator. You should give more speeches. And the more I took action, the more confident I got, the more my self-doubt went away. And then I found myself doing speech competitions, which was weird because I didn't even know people had speech competitions. I didn't even know that was something that I could get involved in. You're welcome, Carl. I see you. But then I started doing that and I started winning. It was crazy because I started doing these speech competitions and these people were staring at me and I was just getting up telling stories about my life growing up in the hood and how I overcame things and I kept winning all these trophies. And I realized that soul crushing self-doubt that I had over the years was all a big fat lie. I had developed beliefs from my childhood, from my hood, listen to all these negative people about what you can and you cannot do in life. You can't be successful. And that got inside of my soul. And a lot of y'all, you're in that situation. You want to do something more in life. You have a calling, you have a vision, but that soul crushing self-doubt is getting the best of you. It's telling you all the time that you're not worthy of achieving that great vision inside of you. It's telling you all the time that if you step up, you're going to fail. And because you listen to that self-doubt, you allow it to run your life. You're not giving yourself an opportunity to go out and reach your full potential. So I want to encourage you guys out there. It's time to start looking at yourself and ask yourself a question. You know what? If I am going to live the vision inside of me, am I going to allow this soul crushing self-doubt to keep running my life? Am I going to allow myself to live this life in mediocrity and tell yourself over and over again that, you know, I'm just going to sit in my comfort zone. I'm never going to go after the things I really want because I doubt myself. And what's going to happen is, like Jim Rohn says, at the end of our life, we have to face one or two things: the price of discipline, the price of regret. The price of discipline weighs ounces, and the price of regret weighs tons. And part of being disciplined is telling yourself, you know what? I'm going to take action on my goals and my dreams despite my self-doubt. I'm going to step out there even if I fail, because I know that if I step out with action, even if I have disappointments, it's going to allow my confidence to grow and I'll start to overcome that soul crushing self-doubt. So that's what I want to share with you guys out there, because I know a lot of you guys out there, you really, really, really want to get out there and live your dreams. No, this is not pre-recorded. This is live right now. And you're hesitating, or you're allowing doubt to get the best of you, and you're not going after things you want. And I want to encourage you to do so, because you're only going to live once. And if you don't go after the things you want, you're going to regret it. And I remember when I used to rehab cancer patients, you know, the couple things they used to tell me, but the one major thing they used to always say is they regret that they did not go after the life they truly wanted. As a matter of fact, my last couple weeks on my corporate job, my HR executive, she had lost a lot of weight, and I wasn't going to ask her why, but when I was talking to her, she said, "Hey, Gene, I want to ask you a question, because you working really hard. You have a lot of responsibility to the company. You have a strong work ethic. What do you truly want to do with your life? Do you want to be here for the next 20 years? I said, no. She said, I kind of figured that. I feel like you go out to do something more, you know? And she said, I want to tell you this because you're a lot younger than me and I have a regret. She said, Gene, do you know why I lost so much weight? And I said, no, it's not. I'm not going to ask that question. She said, the reason I lost so much weight is because I have terminal cancer and I've lost a lot of weight. And my doctors told me I might have 1 or 2 years to live. And so I have to work because of the health insurance and all these different things, right? She said, but Gene, the reason I'm telling you this is because, you know, about 15, almost 20 years ago, I've always wanted to be a school teacher. I did not want to be in HR this long. But because I doubted myself, because I didn't believe I could do it, I hesitated, I never went after it. And now I have terminal cancer. My major regret is I never went after the dream I truly wanted. So a lot of you guys out there, you may be dealing with that soul crushing self-doubt. I want you to go out, you know, discipline yourself, go after the things you want in life. So you don't be like my former HR manager or whatever, and you be looking at regret and you have so much of a ton of a weight on your shoulders because you never took action on the things you truly want to do. So that's my message for you guys. I'm going to start doing more of these live recordings. I've been wanting to do them for a while, but I never got around to them. But now I decided to do so. I was taking my walk tonight and I was like, man, I need to do live. Then I started having self-doubt. So I said, you know what? I'm just going to shoot one tonight. I'm going to go off the cuff. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to take action. And I'm doing the very thing that I'm encouraging you guys to do. I decided to take action on something that I had soul crushing self-doubt about. And because I've done so, tonight is boosting my confidence. I believe I can do more of these. I will do more of these. And so whatever dream that you have, whatever goal you want to accomplish, take action on your dream, overcome that soul crushing self-doubt, because you are worthy to be great. Peace.